This is a Saturday Morning TVLog from Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Welcome to another Saturday Morning TVLog, and this time around it's the Wuzzles, brought to us by Disney. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Doyle, the Big D, and this, of course, is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So let's talk about Disney's other first Saturday morning series, the Wuzzles. Now, if you saw my last one, I thought this aired before the Gummy Bears did, but I made a slight error. Both those shows came out at the same time, so my apologies. Anyway, the Wuzzles originally premiered on CBS in September of '85. Yes, this, like the Gummy Bears, celebrated a 35th anniversary as well. Anyway, it was an idea pitched by Michael Eisner for his new television animation studio at Disney. The premise of this is that the main characters are hybrids of two different animals. The show originally ran for only a mere 13 episodes, unfortunately. I'll explain why, though, when we get to this. Anyway, the Wuzzles features a variety of short, rounded animal characters, each called a Wuzzle, which means to mix up. Each is a roughly even and colorful mix of two different animal species. As the theme song mentions, living with a split personality. And all the characters sport wings on their backs. Only a couple are capable of flight. I'll explain about that later on. They all live on the Isle of Wuz. Double species are not limited to the Wuzzles themselves. From the apple berries they eat to the telephonograph in their homes, or a luxury home called a castle scraper, nearly everything on Wuz is mixed together in the same way that the title characters are. Now, the characters in the show were marketed extensively, featured in children's books as posable figures and plush toys, similar to that of the Care Bears, and even a board game. Now, both this and the Gummy Bears were aired at the same time, since the Gummy Bears originally aired on NBC, and this aired on CBS. And they were successful. But I'm getting ahead of myself to why it lasted only one season. Let's get to our characters. Our first character is one of the characters that can fly, Bumble Lion. He's half bumblebee and half lion. He's mostly lion in appearance. Now, he's a short, squat, orange-furred creature with a pink mane, fuzzy antenna, a lion tail, and small insect wings, and horizontal brown stripes up his tummy. And he lives in a beehive, likes sports, and is courageous, and has a crush on another one of the Wuzzles. I'll mention her in a little bit. He is said to be the sort who rushes in where angels fear to tread. He's voiced by Brian Cummings, who, of course, would later go on to, I believe he would do some various characters, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he's kin to Jim Cummings, though. Our next character, now, he's friends with our next character, Ellaroo, who is voiced by Rowan Martin's Laughing star, Henry Gibson, who recently lent his voice to Hanna-Barbera's The Biscuits a couple years before this, which happened to have just gotten canceled again after it was brought back for reruns earlier that year, after airing the Shirt Tails in reruns for the first half of the previous season. Now, he's half elephant and half kangaroo, of course, and he's one of the larger Wuzzles. Ellaroo is purple with the body shape and tail of a kangaroo, and an elephant's shrunken ears. He has a horizontally striped pouch, despite the fact that pouches are found only on female kangaroos. Now, he has trouble remembering what he stores in his pouch. He is sweet but accident and or disaster prone. And of course, he's best friends with Bumble Lion. Next up is, the one I mentioned, Bumble Lion's crush, Butterbear, the only other Wuzzle that can fly, voiced by Kathleen Helpy Shipley. She's half bear and half butterfly, as you may know. She's mostly bear in appearance. She has yellow fur with a white tummy, larger wings than the rest of the Wuzzles, and short antennae with flowers on their ends. She is a keen gardener, was gentle and patient despite the crazy adventures of her friends. Our next character is Mussel. He's half moose and half seal, and has a moose-like head with antlers, although he also sports flippers like a pinniped. He's the smallest Wuzzle. He's blue and purple and has a vivid imagination, which makes him believe in monsters. And he's the youngest of the group, and he's best friends with another member, which we'll get to in a little bit. And he's voiced by Bill Scott, who unfortunately died right after the series had been completed. Yes, because he died unexpectedly. Our next Wuzzle is Palmas, voiced by another Rowan Martin's Laugh-In alumni, funny gal Joanne Worley, who always goes, boring! Anyway, now Hoppo is half rabbit and half hippopotamus. Now, as I mentioned, she's called Hoppo for short by her friends. She's the largest Wuzzle, and she's a hippopotamus with rabbit's ears, buck teeth, and a fluffy tail. She has blue fur with a purple tummy, and she loves to sing and act. Hoppo is a pushy, demanding diva, though, but she can be sweet. However, when toughness is called for, particularly in dealing with the regular villain, who I'll get to in a little bit, she's the toughest Wuzzle of them all. Hoppo has a crush on Bumble Lion, but however, as I mentioned, Bumble Lion has his heart set on Butterbear. Now, of course, Joanne Worley, of course, would later go on to voice the wardrobe in the original Beauty and the Beast for Disney, as a matter of fact. And our final Wuzzle, one of our central characters, is Rainoke, voiced by Alan Oppenheimer, who's been no stranger to animation since he's done tons of animated series. He's half rhinoceros and half monkey, and he's mostly monkey in appearance. Now, Rainoke is a Wuzzle who has a rhino-like snout with a horizontal striped horn, pink fur, and rhino-like legs. He is in a posture that is very much like that of a monkey's. Rainoke is a fun-loving, happy-go-lucky prankster. He always loves to make jokes and play practical jokes too. He can be obnoxious, but he loves his friends, and he's best friends with Mussel. Finally, also voiced by Alan Oppenheimer, is our villain of this, Crocosaurus. Now, he's half crocodile and half dinosaur. He's the main villain on the show. Of course, Oppenheimer is certainly no stranger to voicing villains since he had voiced Ming the Merciless in Flash Gordon, the Overlord in Black Star, and recently doing Skeletor in He-Man the Masters of the Universe. Now, Crocosaurus, or normally referred to as Croc for short in the series, he's bad-tempered, lazy, vile, ignorant, a bully, and does anything to get what he wants. And he always wants the best of what the other Wuzzles have, but does not want to apply the effort to acquire it himself. So now you know. Now, I wanted to try to watch some of this, but I can't then get a chance to, because since the show's unfortunately not one of the shows on Disney Plus. Now, I would love for Disney Plus to get this one day. Believe me, this is a very good series and what have you. Now, I have just read here that more recently, Butterbear and Rainoke actually would appear in a future episode of the recent DuckTales reboot. But however, unlike their original appearances, their designs are more realistic and animalistic. And Rainoke resembles a grill instead of a monkey. Well, I've not watched much of the recent DuckTales reboot, but I'll give it a second chance. Where was I? Oh, yes. Now, despite after the show ended production after its initial run, largely due to the sudden death of Bill Scott, CBS canceled the show, but however, the following year, ABC picked up the show for reruns. And then Disney picked it up. Channel and and Toon Disney would later re-air because that was the last time I saw the show. It was a bigger success in the UK. After the first episode aired as a theatrical featurette in 1986 alongside a re-release of the animated classic Bambi. Yeah. So anyway, the Wuzzles I think is a very cute show. I'd say if you could ever find this show, check it out. It's also unfortunately not on DVD either. But even so, I think the Wuzzles is just one fun-filled show if you missed out on it. So anyway, let me know what you thought about the Wuzzles. This is a show I think you should check out. Anyway, tell me what you thought about this in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button below, subscribe to my channel as well, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Now, this unfortunately is my last Saturday morning TV log of 2020, but don't worry, when next month comes, I will have some more. I don't know what the next one will be. You're just going to have to stay tuned and find out, okay? Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, check out some of these recent few Disney fun-filled things I mentioned, even ones I did mention. Go to the upper left-hand corner and see my review of Bambi, which has already done so well. Or go to the upper right-hand corner for my review of Robin Hood. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner for my previous Saturday morning TV log of Disney's Adventures of the Gummy Bears. Or go to the bottom right-hand corner to the click on the button to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. And don't forget, I've still got a Q&A coming up early next year, so have your questions in by December 31st, okay? I've gotten a few, but not too many. But thanks for watching my Saturday morning TV log of the Wuzzles. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.